Have you ever wondered why in the age of technology we feel more lost than ever before? Why, having access to all the world's information, we can't find answers to simple questions. Who am I? Where am I going? What is the meaning of my life? What if I told you that ancient civilizations already found answers to these questions thousands of years ago? That practices used by Eastern sages, Greek philosophers, and indigenous shamans can completely transform your modern life. Today, I will reveal secrets that have changed the lives of millions of people. Practices so powerful that the world's largest companies, such as Google and Apple, are implementing them into their corporate culture. Stay until the end, because the last practice will literally flip your understanding of reality. Let's start with the most important thing. Why do ancient practices work in the modern world? The answer is simple. Human nature hasn't changed. Our brain, our emotions, our needs remain the same as they were thousands of years ago. The stress of a modern person is no different from the stress of an ancient warrior before battle. The anxiety of an office worker is identical to the anxiety of a hunter who doesn't know if he'll be able to feed his family. The difference is only in the scenery. The first practice I want to present to you is mindfulness meditation from the Buddhist tradition. But forget the stereotypes. This isn't about sitting in lotus position for hours. This is about a revolution in your consciousness. Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, practiced meditation daily. He said that it was this practice that helped him create products that changed the world. Meditation sharpens your attention like sharpening a sword blade. Start with 5 minutes a day. Just sit comfortably, close your eyes, and observe your breathing. When thoughts come, and they will come, simply notice them and return to your breathing. It's like training your attention muscle. Scientific research at Harvard University has shown that just 8 weeks of meditation changes brain structure. The density of gray matter increases in areas responsible for learning, memory, and emotional regulation. Imagine you get an upgrade to your brain's operating system simply by sitting and breathing. Isn't that amazing? The second ancient practice is Stoic philosophy from ancient Rome. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, used Stoicism to rule the greatest empire in history while facing wars, betrayal, and personal tragedies. The main principle of Stoicism is simple: control what you can control and accept what you cannot. It sounds simple, but it changes everything. You can't control what your boss will say, but you can control your reaction. You can't control the economy, but you can control your skills and efforts. Tim Ferriss, best-selling author and entrepreneur, calls Stoicism an operating system for thriving in high-stress environments. Every morning, he practices negative visualization, an ancient Stoic technique. The essence is simple. Imagine the worst that could happen, in detail, vividly. Loss of a job, breakup of a relationship, financial collapse. Sounds scary? On the contrary. When you visualize the worst-case scenario, you understand two things. First, you will survive it. Second, reality is almost always better than the worst-case scenario. This removes anxiety and gives confidence. The third practice came from ancient India, yoga, but not the yoga you see on Instagram with perfect poses. Original yoga is a system for achieving inner freedom. The word yoga means union, the union of body, mind, and spirit. Modern science confirms the physical poses of yoga directly affect the nervous system and mental health. Take the simple warrior pose. Physically, you stretch muscles and strengthen legs. But psychologically, you adopt a posture of strength, confidence, readiness for action. Your body sends a signal to your brain. I am strong. I am ready. Research shows that 2 minutes in a power pose increases testosterone levels by 20% and reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. Imagine, you change your biochemistry simply by changing your body position. Oprah Winfrey, media mogul and billionaire, has practiced yoga for over 20 years. She claims that without this practice, she would never have achieved such a level of clarity and energy. The fourth practice is journaling from the ancient Greek tradition. Stoic philosophers kept journals as a way of self-knowledge and self-improvement. Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the USA, wrote down answers to 2 questions every evening. What good did I do today? And how can I become better tomorrow? This simple practice helped him become an outstanding inventor, diplomat, and thinker. Writing is not just recording thoughts, it's the process of materializing them. When you write by hand, you activate brain areas responsible for deep thinking and memory. Start with morning pages, a technique popularized by Julia Cameron. Every morning, write 3 pages of whatever comes to mind, without editing, without judgment, just stream of consciousness. This practice cleanses the mind like a morning shower cleanses the body. All anxieties, doubts, ideas pour out onto paper, freeing up space for creativity and clarity. The 5th ancient practice is breathing techniques, or pranayama, from the yogic tradition. Breathing is a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, between body and mind. U.S. Army Special Forces use the tactical breathing technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This is the ancient box breathing technique used by yogis for centuries. Why does it work? Slow, controlled breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. You literally switch your body from fight or flight mode to everything is under control mode. Tony Robbins, legendary coach, starts every morning with 10 minutes of intensive breathing. He calls this priming, preparing the mind for maximum performance. Try the breath of fire technique. 30 fast, deep inhales and exhales. Then hold your breath as long as is comfortable. You'll feel a surge of energy, clarity, and even mild euphoria. The 6th practice is gratitude. This may seem like a modern trend, but the roots go back to ancient religious and philosophical traditions of all cultures. Romans thank the gods before every meal. Buddhists practice metta, loving kindness meditation. Native Americans held gratitude ceremonies to nature. Modern science explains why. Gratitude rewires your brain. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you train your brain to look for the positive, not the negative. Robert Emmons, a leading gratitude researcher, found people who daily write down 3 things they're grateful for become significantly happier, healthier, and more optimistic after 21 days. This doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means seeing the full picture. Yes, you have problems, but you also have health, a roof over your head, people who love you. Gratitude is objectivity. The 7th practice is mindful eating from Zen Buddhism. Monks turn every meal into meditation, being fully present in the process. In the modern world, we eat while staring at our phone, computer, or TV. We don't remember the taste of what we ate. We don't notice satiety signals from our body. Try eating at least 1 meal a day in silence, without distractions. Notice the color, smell, texture. Chew slowly, 20 to 30 times each bite. Listen to your body. This not only improves digestion, it's a practice of presence, mindfulness. If you can be fully present when you eat, you can be present in any moment of life. The 8th practice is visualization from ancient Egyptian and Tibetan traditions. Priests and monks use the power of imagination to transform reality. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history, visualized the perfect race before every swim. Not just victory, every stroke, every turn, every sensation. His brain rehearsed victory before his body accomplished it. Your brain doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experience and real experience. When you visualize success, You create neural pathways that make it easier to achieve in reality. Every morning, spend 5 minutes visualizing the perfect day. See yourself confident, energetic, achieving goals. Feel the emotions of success. Make it as real as possible. The 9th practice is the principle of memento mori from Stoicism. Remember death. Sounds grim? Actually, this is the most liberating practice. Steve Jobs said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've encountered to help me make the big choices in life." Awareness of mortality doesn't depress, it liberates. When you remember that life is finite, small things stop mattering. Resentment toward a colleague doesn't matter. Fear of looking foolish doesn't matter. At the end of life, you won't regret what you tried and failed, but what you didn't try at all. Every evening, ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I spend it this way? If the answer is no too often, it's time to change your life. And finally, the 10th practice is service from all spiritual traditions. Buddha taught compassion, Christ, love for one's neighbor. The Quran speaks of mercy, the paradox. When you help others, you help yourself. Research shows that volunteering and acts of kindness increase happiness more than a salary raise. Why? Because we are social beings. Our brain is designed for connection, for cooperation. When you help someone, you activate the same pleasure centers as when eating or having sex. Start small, hold the door, smile at a stranger, give a compliment, buy coffee for the person behind you in line. These small actions create a ripple effect. Ancient practices work because they address eternal truths of human nature. Technologies change, fashion changes, but the need for meaning, connection, growth remains unchanged. You don't have to become a monk or hermit. You can integrate these practices into your ordinary life. 5 minutes of meditation before work, stoic attitude in difficult moments, gratitude before sleep. These practices have stood the test of time, not because they're trendy, but because they're effective. Millions of people over thousands of years have confirmed their power. Friends, you've just received the keys to transforming your life. The ancient practices I showed you are used by the most successful people of modern times for a reason. Choose one practice, just one, and implement it for 30 days. Don't try to do everything at once. Mastery comes through consistency, not intensity. If this video changed your view on self-development, hit that like button right now. And if we get 5,000 likes, I'll shoot a follow-up where I'll reveal secret practices of Tibetan monks that can double your energy. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss the next videos. In the comments, write which practice you'll start applying first. Let's create a community of people changing their lives for the better. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Your transformation starts right now. See you in the next video.